Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my next episode in my revisit of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the episode Babel. So let's talk about it.
Voyage to Deep Space Nine, where an alien virus sabotages the station.
It's mutated into an airborne variety, which means the whole station is infected.
Who created this virus?
The Bajorans, sir.
Now, catastrophe threatens the outpost,
I can't allow you to break quarantine.
Better let her go, Cisco. She's all we've got.
and survival lies in Kira's hands.
This is kidnapping.
All I want is the antidote.
Next time on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Okay, so this episode here, this is the fifth or fourth episode. From my perspective, it's the fourth episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Emissary is one episode. I know it's two parts, but I've counted it as one episode. So there we go. But this episode here actually appeared first on TV on January 25th of 1993. That's when it had its premiere. It was again directed by Paul Lynch, who directed the previous episode. And it's from a story by Ira Stephen Bear and Sally Caves. From a teleplay by Michael McGreevy and Naren Shankar. Yes, so this episode here starts with Miles O'Brien. He's extremely overworked because a lot of the systems on board Deep Space Nine are failing because they're old systems, they're redundant systems. So he's being pulled from pillar to post. And while working on a replicator, he inadvertently activates this device that has been hidden there for some time. And he starts coming down with aphasia. Yes, he starts not being able to speak and communicate and not understand language either. Everything is a mess to him. Not only that, other individuals start coming down with this as well. Much to the dismay of Cisco. And Cisco puts Kira Nerys in charge of following Miles O'Brien's steps for the past 52 hours to find out exactly what he's done. And she uncovers this device that is attached to the replicator on the command level. Okay, and a virus has been planted into the food. And it's caused everyone to start falling down with aphasia and with a very high fever. Now, it's only on the command level, but other people start to fall ill around the rest of the station. And Odo finds out that Quark has actually been accessing the command level into an empty quarter and selling food from the replicators there in his place, because his place, the replicators, are not much cop, and thusly this is how it's spread throughout the entire station. The station gets put into quarantine. No one's allowed to enter. No one's allowed to leave. They believe that the device was planted there by Cardassian to upon their departure, but it turns out that the device has actually been there for about 18 years from when the space station was first built, and it was actually placed by a Bajoran terrorist to get at the Cardassians. Only it was never activated, and it's been activated now. So Kira Nerys has to go find out who it was that built the device, but the geezer who built it is long dead, but she comes across someone else who was possibly involved and who could help with a cure as everyone falls down, including Cisco. The only people left on board are Odo and Quark, with Kira Nerys leaving the station, even though there's a quarantine on, to go and fetch this geezer. And yes, and obviously all sorted in the end and everyone gets cured. There we go. So did this episode get a bad rap when it first came out? Something tells me that it did, that it wasn't well received. That being said, watching it on a rewatch now, and I haven't seen it for a long time, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, it's just the character building. There's some fantastic character moments. Quark and Odo, you know, we're only 4 episodes in, and they're coming into their own as a sort of coupling within the character base of this series. There's some fantastic stuff between them. Quark having to be in command of the station up there when he's beaming Odo up to the ship, or up to where this ship is about to leave the station and it's causing a problem, and Quark sort of playing with Odo, saying that he has transported people because he worked on a Ferengi ship for 8 years, but then he'd watched it be done a million times and he knows what he's doing, and putting a bit of doubt into Odo's mind and all this sort of thing. There's some great character stuff. As for the other characters, obviously there isn't a great deal because a lot of them start coming down with this aphasia, so they're just there with this babbly talk, so they're no character building for them. However, Julian Bashir gets a lot of time in the sun in this episode, of working his way through the problems. And again, you get Sisko, and Sisko's relationship with his son, you know, is played by Cyril Lofton, Jake Sisko, are fantastic. You know, the fact that you've got a Starfleet officer who's also got as a lone father, a single father, it makes for a fantastic dynamic for a captain, for a commander of this station. He's a commander, he ain't a captain yet, but you know where I'm going. So, a thoroughly enjoyable episode. Yeah, I mean, the writing is very strong on this one. I can't fault it. I can't, you know, this series as a whole at the moment, it's just going back to this and comparing this sort of a series to the series that are made today. It's day and night. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just wonderful. So this is a very good episode. Again, not special effects heavy. It doesn't need to be. It's all station bound, station set, all happening within the confines of Deep Space Nine itself. And what can I say about the architecture of this? You know, I'm watching it and I'm in awe of the sets that they're on. The sets that they have a chance to play in this playground of Deep Space Nine. It's just wonderful, and like I've said in the pilot, it really does it really does capture that sort of Cardassian aesthetic, that sort of, it's almost like an extension of the Cardassian makeup almost. You know, it's just beautiful. It really is fantastic. Anyway, so that's it. Another strong episode. Really enjoyed it. I'll be back at some point with the next episode in a few days or in a day. I don't know. This is ad hoc. I'm just watching them. I'm reviewing them. I'm watching them. I'm reviewing them. So it can come at any time. Might be a week's break. Might not be. But at this juncture, I'm really enjoying my revisits. And I'll be back with more, definitely. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.